Well, hey everybody, welcome back to HustleHouse Performance Automotive.
Hey guys.
Hey, this week we're working on a majestic 1953 F100 that's on a square body Blazer frame, making her a 4x4.
No, she's definitely special.
Yep, small block Chevrolet with an automatic behind it, dual exhaust.
Well, how we come up with this little gem and the little story behind it is my son Tyler is a mobile mechanic, and you may have seen him in the videos with the Chevy C10. That turned out pretty nice. You should go check that one out. But he called us up and he says, hey mom, he said, this guy needs some wiring done. He goes, that's not something I want to mess with. He said, so it's right up your alley, maybe you want to check him out. He said, I think I'll leave it to the pros.
Pros.
So there we are. We got involved.
Yep, well, not initially. We drug her feet in typical HustleHouse fashion. All right, we kind of put her on the back burner in the back of our minds, and well, I was sitting on a toilet one day and I seen this truck on Marketplace, of all places. So I gets a hold of the guy and I'm like, hey, I heard you needed some work done on that truck. Are you just going to get rid of it now? He said, well, I bought this for me and my pops to cruise around in and spend some time together with, and I just can't get nobody to work on it, so I'm just going to have to let her go. And well, the bottom lip starts to flickering and my eyes start to twitching, and I'm like, sweet mama, we can't let these guys get rid of their old Ford.
He was super sad.
It's a father-son thing, and we're looking for cool content, so let's just make the connection, and maybe we'll help these guys out and they can help us, and it's a win-win for everybody.
Exactly.
So that was the plan. Old Ricky had her hauled up here and we started working on her here a couple days ago, but we didn't shoot an intro, which is what we're doing right now. So let's jump in the HustleHouse time machine and we'll drop back to the beginning of the week and we'll show you what we're up to. Like we said, it's a 53 to 55. The 56 had a different cab, had a custom cab with the window posts going straight up. So it's a 53 to 55. Looks like a 56 grill, but a 53 grill looks the same as 56. So I don't know, that's 53 or 56 grill. Yeah, she's sitting on some chrome wagon wheels, which tickle me plumb to death. It's an F100 half-ton job. Looks pretty solid compared to what we're used to looking at when it comes to these things. They did not hold up well, but this one, it's got it going on. A little 6-foot short bed, custom deluxe interior in there. Looks like it's on a GM steering column. It's got a pretty cool looking ratchet shifter. It is an automatic, but it needs all the innards wired up and whatnot. Pretty much just has enough to get it fired up, get it running, and get it to move around. So we're going to try to make it roadworthy and safe for whoever's behind the wheel on this thing. Looks like a set of 31s on there. Mud terrains. No, they're 32 1150s. By golly, it's the right size too. Looks like somebody spent some good money all around on this thing. It's got all new light fixtures on it. Somebody put a bed floor in at one time. Looks like it has a fuel cell underneath the bed. I could just see myself hauling a round bale or two in here, you know. But somebody had a cool looking bed cover on it. Keep the moonshine bottles dry, you know. You don't want to get them getting all wet. Uncle Jesse get mad at you. Old diamond plate running boards. Those are homemade, but they look pretty good if you ask me. Needs a little work on the windows. It's got all new glass in it, but they're not hooked up yet. I don't know if that's something we're going to be able to tackle this go around or what, but little safety latch on there. I tell you guys, I've had one or two of these trucks, and you don't never ever want to lean on the doors when you're driving them, because they will fly open on you. All in all, this baby just tickles me to death. It looks just fine and dandy to me, but I guess it don't amount to a hill of beans, what it looks like, you know, if you ain't got the power under the barn. So let's have a gawk at that real quick. Yep. Well, do I do this? Oh, there we go. Well, there it is.
Honey, it's your favorite.
It's a small block Chevrolet. Cool. Look at it with a quadrojet and all. Somebody did a little bit of chop suey on the firewall. I guess the engine setback was a little different on the Blazer, but owner states that it's heating up a little bit. So you've got to do something with the radiator. maybe replace the water pump, maybe make sure that's not going to happen to him anymore. But sort of a father-son deal, you know, buddy Ricky and his dad. I guess this is going to be their cruiser, so we want to make it safe and turnkey for them as best we can.
Yeah, well, if you want this thing to run right, you better put a daggone better sticker on it.
Well, I'll do that. I got stickers. I can smear a sticker on it.
There you go. HustleHouse, baby.
Yeah, buddy. But it's got some trouble with the steering column. It's kind of flopping around. It's about ready to fall out. Somebody had very good intentions with it, but there's a lot of fab work, we'll say, underneath it to adapt the body to the frame.
Behind closed doors, oopsies?
Well, there's a lot of cold welds, if anybody knows what I'm talking about. Cold welds, it looks like maybe a flux core, little wire splitter welder. And cold welds are just like welds, they're just like, they just stick to the outside of the metal. They don't really burn in, so you don't get much strength out of them. So just about everything that's been done, welded, fabricated on this thing's got cold welds all over it. And I'm talking like the body's about ready to fall off the frame. From the front clear to the bed. The whole cab and front end's just sitting there. And the steering column and whatnot, everything holding the column together, is also falling apart. Not only that, a few things we've come across is there's a lot of like compression fittings on the gas lines and the brake lines, and we all know that's a no-no, guys. So we're going to redo some brake lines. The fuel line is a rubber line from the fuel cell in the back clear to the front. So that's not the good either. Not the good. Got to have some metal line on the fuel lines. And we'll show you later, the transmission lines are just rubber hoses from front to back, and they're just dangling. As are pretty much all the lines. They're just hanging under there. They're not mounted to anything. I guess we could show you all our parts haul we got for it. We ordered a bunch of stuff. Pretty much all of it's in. And as we go, I'm sure we'll run into the need for more stuff. But come check out all this cool stuff. What all did you get us here, sweet mama? We got some...
I did a good job. It's all shiny. That's
yes,
all we need.
Ma'am. Okay, we got some 3/16 brake line, some 1/4 inch brake line. We got some 5/16 transmission line. And we got some 3/8 gas line. Bunch of fittings and a bunch of little connectors to hold it all together, because like I said, that stuff's just like, you'll see, it's just hanging in there. It's like bridging and bouncing and whatnot. But we got some wiring to do. The owner sent us with a whole bunch of goodies here that
Looks like he's happy too.
yeah, he was getting ready to get into it, and he just sent it all to us. And look what else he sent. He sent some goody num-nums for the girly. Go, looky, girly.
That's my favorite part.
Look at what Rick got you. Got you little ducky doo-doo. Got you some goody num-nums. Oh,
Little
at her.
baskets.
Look at her.
Those are her favorite.
Hot dog. Look at the camera and smile. Nom, 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 nom.
She's like, all right, get out of my face.
Nice knowing you. So,
Look how
thanks.
fast that went down. It was like, psh.
Gonzo. Yep. Pace yourself, big girl. Pace yourself. Hey, thanks, Rick, for hooking girly up.
Our little piglet loves it.
Oh, look at her. She's like,
She'll be
where's it
bugging
going?
us all day for the rest of it.
Where are you going with it? But anyway, that's the stuff he sent us for the project, and keep the dog happy. And we landed some strikers and whatnots for those doors. You do not want to lean on those doors, guys. Trust me. Bad juju. They like to fly open a lot. And we're going to try to prevent that the best we can. But we got new striker plates. We got striker plate shims. We got some new screws for the strikers. They all came from Dennis Carpenter. Not a sponsor or anything. Just good quality stuff. Just about anything you need.
People.
Yeah, it's a good go-to for these old trucks. Someday when we strike it rich, maybe we'll buy some Dennis Carpenter stuff for the 58 out there, won't you? Someday. We got some door jamb switches. We'll try to get him some dome lights in there. We did order some kung pow little lights to go up underneath the dash, but they haven't showed up yet. Hopefully they're coming. And check it out. We mentioned some mentioned us some cooling trouble we were having with it. So we got on the interwebs and we found a big old 4-core radiator that comes with the fan and the shroud, and comes with all the relays and whatnots to hook her up. There's a relay, there's a fuse, there's a breaker, bunch of that, little temperature controlled switch here to operate them. So that should get her going, keep her cool, and be one less thing to worry about. But here's the elephant in the room, guys. You gotta see.
He ain't talking about you, baby. Don't worry.
She's not an elephant.
Daddy being mean.
She's just a fat dog.
Aw, see, poofy.
All right, well, speaking of those, before I get off topic, speaking of those strikers, you can see the door alignment's way off, okay? And the doors have to be pretty much aligned so that you get all the meat out of your strikers, okay? You want to really get a good bite on them things. You don't want to be just getting the tips of them like they did on the other side. Wore them plumb out, now that door just opens and flaps, and you're just along for the ride. But here guys, is the Achilles ankle right here. Have a gawk at that. Huh?
You sure you got lights on this thing?
That, what we got there is an aftermarket wiring kit from eBay or whatever. It's got like a small fuse box, and I don't knock it. It looks like something we can use. Problem
It ain't
is,
labeled. I wouldn't be using it.
yeah. Well, it's labeled. It is labeled. It's got the wires have
All those wires are labeled.
accessory. They're kind of, yeah, they got ink on them. But thing is, someone else, the owner sent this thing off, and someone else did some work on it. So we've got a master disconnect switch. We got an on and off switch. We got a key switch here. We got a key switch over there. We've got a mess. We've got to try to figure out. So I think this week what we'll start with is trying to get this wiring sorted out. That way, I think we're going to have this at least 2 weeks. We'll get this sorted out. That way, if there's some kind of switch or some oddball thing we need, we'll have the next week to get the parts. Our plan is to get this thing running off the key switch on the column. It's a GM column. We do have the little pigtail to hook to it, so we're going to wire into all that and try to get turn signals and everything running off of that key switch to do away with half a dozen key switches and switches there on the dash.
It's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff, and we're just 2 folks, with a camera. So I think we'll tear into that first. We'll probably pull this seat out so I can roll around in there with my bad back, because the hot water tank went bad and I ripped my back out trying to fix it. So thanks to Sam and Joel for helping with the hot water tank. A little behind the scenes there. But okay, enough talking. Let's get to work. Well, we figured we'd unbolt this seat, pull everyone out of here, but got to looking around, there's no seat bolts underneath it. The old seat, she's just sitting in there. By golly, gravity. Oh yeah. Hey, I'll say this thing is kind of like perfect size.
You took out half the body silencing stuff.
I need a hand over here.
It's a great love.
Thank you for your support. Okay, let's put it right in front of the toolbox.
Let's put it where we can use it and sit down.
Okay, put it right here. Well, I don't see any French fries. That's a first. Usually find at least one French fry and tear a seat out, whether it was fries ate on or not. Hannah?
That's ours.
What is it with the French fries? And how come they always look like they're brand new, even though they're like a year old? How can they still look
golden
edible?
crispy?
Yeah. Why ain't they green or black? Or anyhow, I found a couple little pieces underneath here. Well, we got a couple little bump stops. These are the little door covers here for the hinge
We
covers.
need some of those.
We don't need none of them.
Why not?
No. New little bag of screws. Put them to use. I don't know what that is. Some kind of bushing. Yeah, good stuff. Usable stuff. No garbage. I dig it.
Wig sauce.
Check the shifter out, would you? couple little skull stuff going on, transfer case. Looks like a B&M Quicksilver or something that somebody modified. I dig it, it's pretty cool. Pretty close to interfering with this little cover here though. Looks like what someone done was they put like a van cover in here because of the engine setback.
Better be no friends right there.
No. My face. Looks like a little bit of a homemade shifter, but it looks like it's pretty stout. Got a little bit of whoopsie right here. It looks like these welds all busted and this thing's out of calibration. So I'm gonna have to put some weld on that thing. Yeah, cold welds, guys. Ones that don't penetrate, that don't really do a whole lot. They call them booger welds. I don't know why. I guess we'll pull this engine cover out of here so we can lay in here on our back and follow some wires for the next 48 to 72 hours. A nice little piece of carpet there. Keep that nice and safe.
Sure like all that sound deadener stuff.
Yeah.
Like to get some of that.
I can't afford this stuff all around here. No ma'am.
One day.
Okay, look at that. It's gonna make it real easy. Ooh. Okay, well this is looking like original cab here. This is looking like some modification. And some zip screws holding some more pieces. A little more cold welds there. And a piece of diamond plate. I don't know what that's all about, but yeah, this is our debacle for the day right here. I'm gonna have to follow this, probably cut all this out. Daggone, look at them big old Scotch locks. Wow. Okay. All right then.
Hope you know what you're doing.
I do not. You know me better than that, sweet mama.
I can wire a radio. I don't know about that.
Oh, speaking of radio, check that baby out.
Aw, that's cute.
Uh-huh. Dig it? Pioneer. Hey,
I don't know where I'd put my Excedrin and hair ties, but it's okay.
I think what we need to do, sweet mama, as much as I hate to.
What? Don't you even say tear everything out of here completely and start over fresh. Don't even say it.
Wow, we got our work cut out for us, sweet mama. I hope you packed us a lunch and a tent. We're gonna be camping out here, I think. All right, it's enough talking. Hey, sorry about the rain. If I can't get it edited out, it's going to probably get loud in here. But we've worked through it before, so.
Exactly.
This looks like kind of an economy-looking wiring kit, but it's just wire, you know. Why do you got to spend a lot of money for a wiring kit? I don't think you really need to. But we're going to untape all this, stretch it all out.
Why do you even need all that? You probably need like 7 wires in this whole truck.
Hey, we're going to try to make it nice, you know. Try to get him a good set of turn signals. Try to make it work off with all those switches over there.
There's probably lights in this daggone skull's eyeballs or something that lights up. That's probably the reason why we need it.
Yeah. We did, like we said, order some dome lights, some like kick lights from underneath here, and some door jamb switches. Still waiting on those. Hopefully they come right quick in a hurry. So hey, what do you guys think about the old rock crawler project we got going on?
Oh my gosh, that's a mess.
What a mess that thing is.
Oh wait, did you say it? Oh, you guys, my bad.
guys.
What do you guys think?
Wow, sweet mama, what we get ourselves into here.
I told you not to touch it.
Dang it. We'll pick up with y'all once I get this all squared away here.
Which means we ain't coming back.
Many unbearable hours later.
Don't ever buy yourself a bad back. You don't ever want one of them.
Get a receipt.
Yeah, somebody gives it to you for Christmas, give it back, okay? All right, here's what we did. We chopped every bit of wiring out of this thing, and this is what we got left. We got the headlight wiring. We left it intact. We've got the radio wiring with no speakers or nothing, and the antenna wire. And we've got the fuse box, the Chinesium Deluxe. Doesn't look too bad. Looks like something we can use. Got a basic, hope there's enough circuits on it. And we got all that stuff we chopped out. We also have a red and a black wire headed towards the back there. I don't know if that's for tail lights or what, but I see a red wire hanging out by the fuel cell. So I don't know if it's a fuel wire, whatever. And we got a battery wire here coming right from the battery. So that's what we got.
You got a mess is what you got.
That's what we got to start with. I guess we'll start with trying to get power over to the key switch on the factory GM column. And we'll probably mount this fuse box on that side now, because everything you got to do is over there. You know what I mean? Except for a couple of things. Everything's pretty much over there around the dash. So I don't want to have to lengthen each and every one of these wires. Majority of your vehicles has the wiring, the fuse box over there anyway. So it only makes sense. All right, so what we'll do is we'll run a hot wire in. Somebody's got a disconnect switch here. Since it's there, we'll hook it up. It'll just be it won't be a master disconnect. It'll just be for like all the ignition and everything. Just shut it all off or whatever. All right, then, let me mount this thing up and we'll start testing wires for the steering column to see what does what and who does who. Okay, well, without instructions, we're obligated to figure it out on our own.
Left in the dark.
Left in the dark. Fuse panel, we got two sides here. To make it simple, we got brakes, headlights, hazards, yada yada yada. This stuff here should always be hot, whether the key's on or not, right? Your headlights should turn on, whatever. And you got this side here, stuff that should be coming on with a key switch. You know? So, we find the hot wire, the supply lines to each one. This is the bottom one. This will be the supply line that's always hot. Battery power. And this would be the supply line for the ones that are keyed. See, they're like bridged off of this yellow wire. And these are bridged off of this yellow wire. So, if that makes any sense to you, I'm just going to go ahead and get back to work now.
What if I have a question?
Well, change of plans. Our main supply wire is not heavy enough, and we don't have anything here. And, well, neither is Roll King. So we wasted all day trying to get a power wire to the main switch. So, we'll give up on that for now. I think what we'll do is we'll start wiring the starter and the ignition, and just use a temporary main power wire. To do that, we had to bore a hole through about 5 layers of firewall that somebody pop riveted together and zip screwed. So we got a hole there. We're coming up from the solenoid. Off screen, I put a solenoid wire on, and whoever worked on it last stripped the solenoid wire out. So special thanks to you, the guy that stripped the solenoid wire out and just left it there for the next guy. That's me. We're going to wire off of the original GM steering column key switch. I got a wiring schematic that kind of looks the same, but the wires are different colors. So we're just going to guess. Hey, we're good guessers though. So
You get lucky somewhere, honey.
sometimes. All right, my little hickey dingy here. Battery 1, 2. Batteries. Right, which is what? I don't know. I hooked a battery to one of them that said battery. And ignition, pink. Well, it's not pink, it's orange, but it says ignition. So, got our ignition and we got a hot wire in. We're going to hook to our solenoid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Daggone it. Yeah, purple. It says purple and white, but there's no white, it's just purple. So let's see what that does. I'll hit the key. Okay, so
Denied.
we got some secondary ignition. So that's the wrong ignition. We need the one that's always ignition. Okay, now when these two short out, we'll catch the garage on fire. But should have some thunder now. Should we not?
Mm-hmm.
Cross your fingers.
There's lightning bolt.
Yes,
I knew you
ma'am.
could do it, love.
What's that sound?
That would be your headlight that just fell and busted.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did. I promise you.
Cut. Well, can't sit here and cry over a busted headlight I can't afford to replace. We just got to keep it
I
moving on.
can.
I have no idea where you would even get a headlight that looks anything close to that. But I'll probably spend the night on the internet looking for it.
Oh, honey, you're going to be here forever with all these.
Oh, I've got hundreds of thousands of them.
I don't know if people want to watch that.
They're not going to want to see this.
I should probably clip, huh?
Especially whenever things start going sour, when I can't get the solder to stick.
Well, I got a pee, so it's probably a good time just to put it on hold and come back later, right?
It's good for the whole world to know that your body functions are acting up.
I gotta pee!
All right, let's review here. It's kind of tough to keep going and film and everything else, but we got our distributor wired, we got our tack wire and our hot wire to the distributor. We got our starter solenoid wire running up there and into our bulkhead fitting. This is our temporary hot wire. We got a hot wire going into our key switch. We got a hot wire going to the always hot side of fuse box. And I found a brown wire here coming off of the key switch that they call accessory. So I hooked it to the accessory side of the
Fuse box?
fuse box. Correct. Thank you, sweet mama. So we got our fuse box live. Now we just need to run all millions of runs off of it. And
That ain't so bad.
that'll take 5-10 minutes, right?
That did nothing.
Oh, have mercy. Let me go through about 3,000 bits before I find one that'll cut through there. Oh, man.
You made that look easy, love.
All right. We've got our Montgomery Ward's or Sears headlight switch here. I was going to buy a GM headlight switch for this thing, a little harness, but they're like $60 and like $13 shipping and take a week to get here. We can't be playing them games around here. We're too important people, you know.
My VIP is expiring.
So we started wiring this old one in. The best we can tell, we pinned it out. It looks like this is our hot wire coming in. So we came off of our headlight wire. It's marked headlight switch. And that's fused. So that's our hot wire coming in. And it looks like a R here for running lights. So we wired our tail lights to it since we already had the harness coming in. And we pour her on running lights. And by golly, if we ain't got no running lights in the back.
Good job, love.
Oh, honey, just seeing them tail lights lit up makes me want to get them ones out there fixed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, why? I don't know. Something about, I don't know why. I just don't. Anyway, we got to start making a harness for the front now. We're going to get the front running lights working, and we're just going to keep plugging along till we get it. Now we're going to run into some head scratching whenever we got to implement turn signals, brake lights, this and that. Especially brake lights, because I see that the brake light switch is trashed on this thing. So I don't know what to do about that, but we'll figure it out. Because that's what we do. Right, sweet mama?
Absolutely.
Choppy Susu, don't need you no more.
Yeah, you're supposed to be fixing, not
Yeah.
taking it apart.
Do the right thing by everybody. Just take out what don't look right to me. Did you ever work all day with your shoes loose, like untied? My shoestrings are burnt clear off my shoes, okay? My feet are like flopping around in my shoes.
Aw,
Man, it makes for a long, miserable day.
time to go to the Goodwill.
All right, well, we got back running lights. I figured, hey, might as well get some front ones too, you know, since we're already on the roll. These, fortunately, are some brand new light fixtures in this thing. So that's going to make it easy. I don't know if any of y'all familiar with using old light fixtures and the sockets are all corroded and the lights don't want to, you got to flick them and bend.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that these babies here are prime double. The black ones are the brights, they're the blinkers, and the red ones are the running lights. Running lights are easy. They just one hot wire on them and then you ground them and they're good. They're a little more playing around when you go with the blinkers because you got to have one side or the other. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We're just going to daisy chain these two here together. These two red ones, and we'll have some running lights.
I always bend my wires over like a little loopy thing.
Yeah.
And then slide it in.
Like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Don't you do?
That's what we do. How about us here miserable? Sweet mama had to run home. She brought me a hot cup of tea. Made my night. I was up against her tight. I was up against her real tight.
Give a little sugar. Makes
Thank you,
better.
sweet mama. That's come up. They're just barely long enough for me.
Can't stretch them.
Can't stretch it. I'm going to rip the end plumb off of it.
That leaves no room for mistakes.
Yeah, if I screw it up.
Oh no.
Nice. It's going to fall off?
Dark.
I don't think it is. Aw.
What'd you do?
I could put the little itty bitty end on there and use the big end for put two on there.
Womp, womp, womp.
Let me do it over again. Dang it. Cut 3 times is still too short. Here's a question for y'all.
What?
If you got your little end smasher on your wire strippers, why is it right beside the wire chopper? You know, if you just get it off center just a little bit, you're going to chop your wire right in half.
Convenience? I don't know.
Well, smite it right in two. And then what?
How many times have you done that, love?
It's happened.
It's happened on your clock?
Just say it's happened.
Was it on your watch?
All right. She's on the old running light one. See if she works.
I'm gonna see. Oh, ta-da!
Uh-oh.
That looks fancy, honey.
Turn off?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that was easy. And we're feeling bold now. We're feeling accomplished. So I say we try some turn signal action. Just a dry run, just put stuff together. I found a schematic for the GM turn signal switch. Mm-hmm. And it goes as follows. That's how it looks. If anybody's doing this kind of thing, maybe take a screenshot of that. But we took our flasher wire, our flasher out wire, which is purple, out of our box, and we ran it into our purple wire into our turn signal switch. Groovy? Uh-huh. Okay, then our output, I think our right front's a dark blue, and I think my black's going to the right front. Girly.
She keeps nudging me. Bet me I'm not finished. Bet me I'm
I want to go home and watch TV. So the right front is the blue, so our black I think is going to the right front, and our light blue is the left front, and we got our other blue to the left front. Just roll with me here. See what we got.
I'm just gonna act like I caught all that. Girly, Daddy didn't even pay you. What does he think?
Little girly, go. You want to go home so bad, don't you? Go. Man, I can feel the dirt on her. She's
I know.
Rolling around on that, in that dirt.
Yeah.
Oh, you're dirtier than I am.
Bath her. You'll just have to bath her again tomorrow.
Look at this. Look at the dirt flying off of her.
That's how you know she had a fun day.
You got to quit acting like a dog. Back in the chair, you know. I hate sitting here doing this. Could be standing or jumping or running or something. instead.
Swimming.
Okay, what I went ahead and done was alterated. I switched them so that no I didn't. That's the same. I need one of these.
It's too much thinking going on up in here.
So what I did was I alternated them so that if somebody was to yank them apart, they wouldn't be able to mix them up and put them in the wrong spot, you know? It's just what we do around here. We look out for the next guy.
I was about to say, where's that going? Because I didn't understand it myself.
Listen, if we looked out for the next guy, every wire wouldn't be either red or black.
There's not usually a next guy after you. Usually it's fixed right.
Usually it's ready for scrap pile when I'm done.
Yeah,
That's
right. Done the right way.
She's done for good.
Even if you do it twice, it's still done the right
You
way.
stick a fork in it because it's done. Yeah, so if we can get these wired backwards, we should have some blinkage. I wonder if they'll blink if the back ones ain't hooked up. I don't know. Find out. I hear stuff crunching. I hope it's good. I really hope it's good. Really do. Oh, that one's already done. I thought ahead. Did you do that when I was looking?
Nope.
Okay.
I was planning on doing it, but you got to before I did.
Yeah, it's usually how it goes.
I know.
Okay.
You clip it on down.
Okay. She squeezed on, squished on there. All right, let's see what happens. Key on. Got to have a key on for turn signals.
I got a turn signal.
Are you kidding me?
No, it flashes
And it
really
blinks
nice
too?
and bright. It's all nice and bright.
Sweet mama. Daggone.
Told you ain't nobody got to touch it after you're done. Yep.
No way.
Perfect right out the gate, love.
Do I dare see if it works with the parking lights on? Like everything working in unison?
Stop touching everything.
Okay, here we go.
What do you say? Why do you get to touch everything? Stop it. Both low beams on. Turn signal. Turn signal. They do great. They work lovely together.
Look at that. Daggone. Now, what's going to happen when I wire the back ones with the brake lights? Is everything just going to turn on all at the same time?
Why can't we find out one thing at a time? Let's simmer and do it tomorrow.
Those are even done out here. I just got to wire loom them up and they're done, okay? So I could wrap them up inside and call them done,
Yep.
correct?
Looking all fancy.
Shoot, this is easy. All right. Well, what we got here is we got two wires coming back, a red wire and a black wire. And the red wire has like the dims daisy chained together, and the black wire had the brights daisy chained together. So it was like they were running like brakes and running lights, no turn signals, something like that. I don't know, but that's totally unacceptable. Oh, speaking of, look at that. We got a gas leak, sweet mama.
I was wondering what smelled so great.
It does smell different, don't it?
Yeah, it
It's gas from a different state or something.
Definitely.
Huh, never smelled gas. Anyway, so we left the red one alone because the running lights can be daisy chained together, but there's a whole lot of cool stuff that's got to happen with the bright ones. They got to blink individually, they got to come on together with the brakes, all that stuff. So we're going to separate the brights back here, and we're going to have to run another wire back here. But the wire that's here, the black for the brights, we can leave it hooked to the left, and that would already be one down, right? We just hook that to our left turn signal and brake and all that, and it should be good. But
There's more?
there's more. We have to wire in our license plate lights, and they will just tap right into our running lights. Yep, them ones. The
Wow,
ones.
love.
Yep. So we'll get the running lights done, we'll tap in, we'll get this turn signal working, and then we'll have to run another line and get the left rear turn signal working. Capiche?
Crazy.
All right, so we daisy chained our license plate lights off of our running lights in the back, and we ran one more wire from the brights. Brakes, turn signals. Yeah, so now which is which, honey? They're both black, so I have no idea. Okay, this was the first one, so this should be hooked to the right side. This should be the left side. Now this little cheat sheet tells me the left rear should be yellow. I got yellow scun back. Now this might all change, so I'm not going to do this permanent because we still got brakes and 4-ways and all that to wire into this. So.
Ooh, thought we were almost there.
Nah, false statement. Okay, so if the key's on, which it is, so the battery's probably dead, I should be able to turn this on, and
I hear a dinging.
let's go see what's working. Nothing's working. Dang it!
What'd you do, Chevelle?
That side works.
Ooh! Okay.
What, you got backwards?
No, that's working as it should. Why isn't this one working?
Because tired and wants to go to bed?
No, that's me. The light. Why isn't the light not working?
Oh, I don't know.
I see this is kind of funky here, like it's been pulled hard on. Hopefully that ain't messed up. Let me take this off, make sure the bulb's any good. Oh, how about our license plate lights? They're working?
They're not on right now.
Okay, let me turn the lights on, then we'll find out.
Ding! Everything's on.
Hot
Like Christine.
dog. Okay, we got a bum light here. Let me get that ripped apart and we'll see what's up with it.
What a bum. It's blinking.
Is it blinking? Mm-hmm. Why wasn't it blinking before?
I don't know, it's blinking now though.
The front one was blinking, but that one wasn't. Ooh, maybe I've jiggled this wire, huh?
Yep. Maybe give her some love. Oh, now you touched it. There you go. Stop touching it.
Okay, we got a wire
There
to
you
fix in there.
go.
We gotta fix that. We gotta fix that.
Ooh. I just leave it right there.
Hot dog.
Ain't gonna hurt nobody.
All right, it's a heartbreaker, but I gotta cut this factory sheathing off of this light here. Not the sweet mama cares. She's totally ignored me right now.
Big old moth. It's so pretty. My bad.
Yeah, I gotta chop this right off of here. It's a heartbreaker.
Why is it a heartbreaker? There's always electrical tape. It looks the same.
It's so fancy looking now. You know? I bet it was doing some of that. Pulling it. Mm-hmm. That's what it was doing.
Chevelle's infatuated with that moth.
Oh, Chevelle is, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't you, girly?
We do her nice because we take it apart and tape it. That didn't help me a bit. Dang it.
Now you're someone else's mamma jamma. Just
How am I going to do that
see
now?
if it twists. Give her a twist. See if it'll just spin out of there.
Oh, it's good. It's all good. I just need to put some tape on it.
Well, that seems
I
simple
ain't going
enough.
to be able to.
I'll put tape on everything.
Just want to make it tough on me. Break the bolt off the brand new light for me.
That looks lovely.
I think
Looks
it's going to
fine.
be good. It's all going to be good. Put this back on there. Well, I think we hit a stopping point, sweet mama. We were waiting on some sockets for the brake light switch and for some relays for the headlights and whatnot. It's almost done.
You're so cute.
Looks good, doesn't it? Oh. All right, see you in a minute. All right, here we are. We're back again. We just spent most of the day running around for some more stuff. And I tell you what, guys, this stuff adds up. There's a lot of little doodads and trinkets and stuff that go into this stuff. But we got a lot of stuff here to put together, and we got a little bit of time. So can't be talking all day. Got to get stuff done. All right, got us a couple headlight relays. Go ahead and screw them down because they're the easiest thing we got to do. Make me feel accomplished right off the bat. Got one for the high beam, one for the low beam. Make them straight now.
Wow, is it really necessary for all those wires just for a couple lights?
Well, all but one on each pack there. Yeah.
Looks like you got the freaking rainbow going on.
Need them all. No, safety first. All right, let's go to the next easiest thing, whatever that might be. This looks easy. A little cigarette lighter. This old Rick wants to
Fire up an old cigar.
plug in these electricals or fire up a stogie, you know. One more burl. Yeah, we'll get that rammed in there. The other one had the wires. They were just plumb cut off right at the end where I couldn't get a hold of nothing. But here's what's left of it.
There ain't nothing there.
And nothing there. So, well, this will take care of that right quick and in a hurry. Okay, well, we went and got us the right little connector for the dimmer switch. So that'll clean our job up a little bit, make us look professional. After all, that's what we're really after, right, sweet mama? We're just trying to look cool.
I thought I was like just trial and error because it wasn't our vehicle.
Well, the things you're not supposed to say out loud, sweet mama.
My bad.
But yeah, the way this works is we run our hot wire into our dimmer switch, and then we have a high and a low that comes out of it. These will run out to our relays that we just screwed to the fender out there. All right, well, you know me, I just grabbed the easiest thing I can find to do. So made a sub-assembly out of this instrument cluster. We hooked up a couple of instrument lights, and we bought a couple of sockets for the turn signal left and right and the high beam, low beam indicator. If you're working on one of these old things, these Duralast 302 sockets plug right in there. I think they're a 5/8 hole, kind of universal deal. But yeah, number 302 will fit in it. And we put all 12-volt bulbs in by a number of 53, Sylvania. So we'll leave this out for now because we need the room to work in here. But this sub-assembly is pretty much ready to go once we get all of our dash cleaned up and whatnot. All righty then. Well, we're going to go ahead and try to run some juice out to our relays for the headlights. So I ran 2 wires out, identical red ones to cut down on confusion, and another red one out for the feed line for the relays. So what we're doing is we're coming off of one side of the dimmer switch with one of the wires, and we're coming off the other side with the other. All right, and one of them I'm going to hook in the high beam indicator, so that whenever we figure out which one's high and low, we'll make it work.
With that.
Yeah, we're going to have a high beam indicator, is what I'm trying to say, if we hook it to the right relay. If not, it'll be a low beam indicator. All right, over here to the cheat sheet. No, we're not super geniuses around here. We don't pretend to know anything, because, well...
Hey, speak for yourself.
What? Okay. We have a relay schematic here, just a generic job, and we correlated that to our pinouts on our relays, and you guys are familiar, relays have numbers on them, and we just correlated our numbers on the relays to the colors of the wires coming out of our little pigtails, and then from there what colors went to where. So just don't want you all to think I'm some brainiac, just pulling this out of my backside, you know. Well, in typical HustleHouse fashion, we'll go ahead and start with the easy stuff first. They're blues or grounds, so we'll just hook them both together, and we'll just ground them right here after we can find a connector that fits them both. Capiche?
Logical.
Capiche? Stripped it.
Did you really?
Daggone it.
I love cakes.
All right. Get that good and tight. Good and tight. Now, our red wire is our power in. It's our fused wire. And it says headlight switch right on the wire. So that's cool. So we're going to tap into that. Daisy chain both of these. This is a fused wire, so we know we're good. But we want to make her look fancy though. So we're going to line them up nice, get them all fancy. School bus size brake line in the way here.
What are you blowing away?
Oh, just a little bit of lead residue there. Usually gobble that right up, but I'm trying to cut back a little bit. All right, we got our high and low beam sender wires, key wires that tell it it's high or low beam.
Miscommunication there, love.
I guess you'd call them command wires. They're telling it to it's the wire from the switch to the relay for the high and low
Signal
beam.
alert.
Yeah, you got it. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we'll melt these down. Now these orange wires here, they are not used, so we'll probably just snip them, put a little piece of heat shrink on them. And then these are our supply lines to one for high beam, one for low beam. It's that simple. So we'll get these done here and we'll fire it up and we'll see which one does the high beam indicator. And then we'll come out and see which one that is here, and then we'll put a little H or an L on the relay. This is easy. Oh, that's hot. All right, I even loomed her up, sweet mama. Is that not appealing to the eyeballs now? Mm-hmm. That? All right, we got her all wired up. Got our relays wired, got our extras.
Nice and plumbed.
Yeah. And now these are our supply lines to our high and low beams. So we're going to figure out which is which right now. So we're going to turn our headlights on here. And this is our high beam indicator. Looky, that's our high beams. We're fancy. Okay, high beams are on. We'll see which one of these has voltage to it. Found it. It's the one on the right. H for high. What should we put for low?
Hello.
Hello. We'll put an L for low. H for high, L for low. Okay, got that mystery solved. Now we just need to make the harness for the front. All right, 2 hours later, we made us a little headlight harness here. Basically a little harness that connects the 3 wires together from this headlight to that headlight. And then we got some jumpers coming off. One to a ground, but we'll put right to the cow. And these 2 will be our high and lows once we figure out which is which. And they're going to work just fine. Except for the fact that we only got one headlight. Because I done busted the other one. Man.
What a blooper.
Tight, but not too tight. One of these headlights is pointing to infinity and beyond when we first bought it here. So turns out that the spring was missing out of it, and they just had the adjusters cranked to maximum crankiness. So we made a little spring, which is a little tight. I admit, I might have cut her a little too short. So just giving us a rough time getting in there, that's all. We're gonna get it though.
So something's gonna come flying out at me, is what you're saying?
Ooh. Oh, I can feel my eyeball just bleeding. Nope. Nope. Man, wow.
I'm about to go put my PPE on.
Oh, mama. It's right there. Maybe if I can screw it out, maybe it'll be a better fit. Maybe it'll strip a screw. Ooh. Looky, looky. Look what we can do. Shoot. That's a feel-good moment of the day right there. You know how it is, have a nice vehicle, and then something wonky just throws the whole thing off, you know? Like the headlight pointing crooked and stuff. It just looks weird. So,
You hear something like going down the road going, and you can't find it?
yeah, you know what I mean.
Oh, I hate that. It's a fancy looking headlight you got right there, love.
Yep. I don't know if it even works, but I don't want to break another one. It don't matter because I can't buy another one to match it. So I got to buy a whole set. Anyhow, we went and fixed up all our wiring for the front. We loomed it up. We taped it tight. Probably just in time to figure out that we wired it wrong. Now we can cut it all back apart. So I'm going to turn the lights on, and it's on high beam, and I'm going to touch wires until the high beam comes on, if they come on at all. So.
Oh, yeah. You got the little guys on.
That's high beam right there. All right, what do we got? Anything? This is a high beam relay.
Ding!
Is that the bright one or the not so bright one?
I don't know. They look too bright to me. I don't know.
That's, it looks dull. That looks bright. That looks dull.
That looks dull.
That looks bright. Am I right or am I wrong?
I'd say you're right.
So we're going to go with white, high beam, final answer. Okay?
Not gonna phone a friend? Alrighty then. That looks pretty daggone bright.
All right then. Let's see if it works on this side. Shoot.
You don't have to look with that side. I think I take it back out.
Okay, let's hook the low beam up too, and then we'll jiggle it. We'll switch it. We'll change it. Okay. Does that look high beam, low beam to you? Sure hope they're right, because they're getting finalized right now.
Many unbearable hours later.
All right, peoples. I followed this and I followed that, and I hooked all kinds of stuff up together. Okay, I got 4-way flashers hooked to the thing coming out of there. And I got the white wire going to the brake light switch, and the orange wire coming back out in the 4-way flasher, and the 4-way flasher fuse line coming out of that, going into there. What am I missing? Is it going to work? I don't know. Let's try her out. Okay, ignition on. Oh, gotta turn the...
I was about to say, I don't see nothing going on here. I got a flash.
Okay, those the turn signals. We already had them, right? They're working still. Now we need the 4-ways. These are hooked up right on the steering column, the factory GM.
Okay. They work.
Hot dog! How about
Perfect.
the front?
They on?
Okay, they're on.
Okay.
They're on. All right. Now, do we have brake lights?
You got brake lights.
Hot dog both sides?
Yeah.
How about running lights
Yep.
and brake lights?
The license plate.
How about some turn signals?
Yep, yep.
How about some running lights and some 4-ways?
Uh-huh.
Daggone!
Aww. Little Miss Piglet. Yep.
Oh, we're so lucky, because I sure as heck don't know what I'm doing. All right.
So you must. You just did it all.
Before my eyes slam clear shut, because I'm really tired, I'm going to go ahead and solder all that mess up that I just made, and probably start getting ready to wrap it up, because I'm tired. Okay? Okay, sweet mama? Mm-hmm. Slave driver, whip snapper. Well, that was interesting.
That was boring.
A little harder to get everything up in there than what I thought. Yeah, it was
Mind-boggling.
no ball fun, I'll tell you that. All right, so all we got to plug in here is a bunch of light bulbs. Hopefully they all still work after just ramming and jamming everything up in there. But I did label all these. Gotta make them long enough. I don't know. Find out here in a minute. Passenger turn signal. Driver's turn signal. All right, sweet mama, let's see what we got. See if you see any sparks flying out from under the dash here. And it looks like we got some dash lights.
We got some gauge lights.
Got some gauge lights there. Hot dog. What else we got? Headlights. Looks like a little high beam indicator there, huh? And right in the middle. Can you see it? Yes, ma'am. High beam indicator works. All right. Turn signals. Shit. That's old school and it's working. About the other side. Hot dog. How about the four ways? Wonder if they work. Oh, mama. The radio is even on. We got no speakers, but the radio's on.
Oh, honey, your whole 12 hours is paying off.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Actually, 2 days.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Look what we can do. But I'll tell you one thing, my back's hurting.
My back! My neck and my back! Oh!
Need your Domes pills, honey?
I mean some Domes pills. Yep. Hey, so far it's going slow, but it's going, you know. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be an all-week event. Wrapping up this wiring, but it's got to be done. It's got to be done, right? All right, tell you what else got to be done. I got to get out of here. I had enough for the day. I'm leaving.
I'm going with you.
All right, another day, another debacle. We're back here on this wiring nightmare. We're going to try to put in some dome lights now. Not dome lights. Dome means up high, right? Some courtesy lights. And we got us some door jamb switches from Dennis Carpenter. And all this is really a ground interrupter thing. What you do is we've got two little lights up in here. And we're just going to daisy chain them together. And this interrupts your ground. When the doors open, they're grounded. When the doors are shut, the ground is interrupted, basically. So we're going to wire them up in a way that the positive is always hot, and it's waiting on the ground for you to open the door to turn the lights on. That's what we're up to today. Oh, hey, little late start here. We just got back from car show at Mount Pleasant, PA. If anybody's local, how about Saturday nights? They're starting at 5 at Mount Pleasant Pizza Hut. Go there, get yourself some all-you-can-eat buffet, and stop in and check out all the show cars and stuff.
They had a blasting one last week.
Yeah, they had a really good one. Had some bad luck with the weather recently, but stop in. You might see us there.
Yeah.
Got fancy tools. We do fancy stuff. Look at that, sweet mama. Got us a light.
It's going to be like a rich truck by the time you get done with it.
Yeah, buddy. Look at that.
Look at you all nice and popular, honey.
Yes, ma'am. Cross that one off the list. Well, we should have made a list, huh?
No, we shouldn't have. We would have been very
We'd
depressed.
have been upset. The list would have said wiring, and there wouldn't even been a check mark there yet. It's going to be all week on wiring. Daggone. It's a pretty big job, but we're getting close now. We can see, we can walk home from here, basically, if we had to.
I wish I could see your head because all I see is wires.
Hey everybody, you asked for it, here it is. A big old load of HustleHouse Performance Automotive merch. Sweet Mama's been searching high and low for vendors worthy to carry the name of HustleHouse Performance Automotive. Hey, we got a lot right here. I told you, we loaded her up. We got a koozie with the little chubby puppy. Oh, look at the little girlie. Oh, dear, close it. Look at her. Hey, we got air fresheners. I can smell them from here. They ain't the biggest, but boy, they pack a punch. We got the YouTube certified HustleHouse Performance Automotive. We do it nice because we do it twice air fresheners. Dingle dangle right off your rear view. The other side's a little messed up because that was the first attempt. You know, we did her nice the second time though. Hey, we got decals from big to great big to ginormous. Okay, HustleHouse Performance Automotive license plates. Bolted right on your Cherokee, you know, or your Bronco or whatever. And, you know, you put them on your toolbox, or if you make a mess on the floor, you can sweep it up and, you know.
Got multi-purposes.
Hey, we got t-shirts. We got them from adult small through adult 3X. They are all black heather and they are all very soft and comfy. So
Oh yeah.
try not to fall asleep wearing them because it feels like you got a cloud on your back. So there you have it. You asked for it, we delivered. Go get you some at www.buyhustlestuff.com. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Well, another day, another debacle. Here we are, more wiring work to do that I don't feel like doing right now. I need a break. So I think I mentioned earlier that these doors like to fly open, especially these ones. They don't catch at all on the driver's side. So we got us some new catches from Dennis Carpenter. We're going to take these off. We're going to adjust the doors up because they're way out of whack. And I'm going to install our new door catches, and down the road we go. Dog. What's the chances
You got lucky,
of that?
mister.
I like to adjust these doors with the catches off, the strikers off, so that you can adjust it right without being manipulated by the thing that's trying to take it where it wants to go.
Looks like it sags, love.
Looks like it's down a little bit. The gap in the front don't look too awful bad. I did notice that we got a little snappy poo-poo up in here with the hinge. See it in there, sweet mama?
Oh yeah.
So that's probably gonna have to be
The big
addressed.
selfing tapping screw, whatever.
Yeah, so we're probably gonna have to hold that thing wide open and try to get some kind of buzz weld on there. Keep that from flopping around so that our adjustments stay consistent. Big words. No cold weld today. No, ma'am. Okay, that did change some things. Have to run her out a little bit more now. Oh yeah.
Wow, honey, you fixed the sagginess and everything.
Yep, gotta take the sag out of it.
Wow. That's all it takes. When I'm 80, I'm coming to you.
I'm a mechanic, not a miracle worker. Or not.
I was saying, it looks like the holes are all in one spot.
Yeah, must have to lift it up here.
Watch, you probably welded it too high.
All right, turns out there's a bolt back in the middle of these hinges you got to get into to loosen them up. I thought it was these two, but we figured that out. We got the door pretty much adjusted, by golly. And go ahead and try us out a striker. Hot dog, these ones came right out, sweet mama. All right, here's what we're looking at. We got a striker here. Looks like somebody replaced it. Okay, but it looks like we were just barely catching the end of it. Now it's not catching anything. And there's indication that the door was a little too low. It looks like that's what we're seeing. And the door, when you shutter, looks like we got a pretty sizable gap, especially getting to the top. It's a little tighter at the bottom, a little less at the top.
Wow, I was about to say I can live with that until I saw the bottom.
And it looks like it's been dig-ligging right into the cow here a little bit, taking the hide off of it. So we're going to move this door back at the top a little bit, and I'm going to bet you that the whole thing probably needs to come up. So we'll do the out first, see what that looks like.
The easy stuff.
So bolts are all pretty loose, sweet mama.
Yeah. Why is this one got 3 though?
Because they're supposed to have 3.
Well, the other side only had 2.
Well, we'll get another in there. We're just skimping temporarily, not complete failures.
Working on it.
Don't start giving me that. No reason you can't move a little bit from me.
Jeez, did you go rip it off, you freaking Hulk?
Okay, that did absolutely nothing. So we'll
reevaluate.
We'll be disappointed with our results and we'll move on. Okay, I'm gonna take all the slack out and just go ahead and tighten her on down. Tighten her on down now. Tighten her on down. Okay. Well, we got a little more gap there. Little Gaposaurus Rex. Probably could come out of here, but it's kind of decent everywhere else. So, dilemma, decision. What do we do?
That sand looks good.
I got in my head being around these trucks that this is kind of typical. Because if you bring this out, that's like a 1/4 inch yard.
Yeah.
If I bring that out a 1/4 inch, there's going to be a 1/4 inch gap here that the air and the water is going to come in right in your face. Nobody likes it. Take it one into the face, okay?
So you're just going to leave her alone, right?
Yeah, well, we're going to see what this striker says. This is, can't fall out the door. So if the striker says no, we'll have to do something. We'll have to do something.
Where'd that thing come from?
Oh, Dennis Carpenter.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying China.
Oh, yeah. Well, there was
I don't want to listen to that one.
there was a made in the other side of the world sticker on it, on the other one. So, yeah, that's that. Learned my lesson with the other side of the world screws on the other side. They like to strip out because they're made out of like lead that your battery terminal end's made out of, kind of thing. As soon as you put the screwdriver in, it just strips right out and then you're screwed. So we're going to go back with the old screws.
They match the truck anyways.
Yeah, I like the nice bright shinies, but what do you want to do? You know, what are you going to do?
We like original too.
Yeah, it's not holding my tongue right. That's not going in there.
How you doing that without holding back?
Oh no, I guess I have to sit down here.
Yeah.
Still not even close. Nope.
Am I going to have to shut this off and come back?
3 hours later.
Oh!
All right, I fought the law. The law won, but I fought back, you know. I got the striker on there, but it looks like it's just a little bit, it needs to come out some, you know. It looks like we're only catching the outside edge. Now it's got her good and solid there, but I wanted to grab a little more, so.
Don't be stingy.
Looks like we're right at the edge there. What you could do is put a little bit of grease on there, a little brown grease, and that would give you an idea, but I can see it, and it's just barely getting it. So I'm gonna put all the shim we got in it, and that's how we're gonna roll.
You're like looking for like ghosts or something in an attic.
I gotta see what's going on in there. We're still only seeing about half of that striker there. Everything's lined up just Jim Dandy, but I don't know if I like that, you know?
Well, it shuts nice.
It does shut nice. And the door gap's nice. But it makes me want to bring this door back some. so is that we got more of that striker, because I'll tell you, it's like an episode of Fear Factor going around corners in these trucks, because these doors fly open. At least mine did back in the day.
Yeah, but you probably didn't have that fancy homemade lock.
Well, I mean, my stuff was probably old and wore out, but man, I tell you what, it's not a friendly feeling when you're going around the corner and like your toes are clicking off of the concrete underneath you, you know? I don't want that to happen to anybody. I'm gonna try to bring this door. That door was the whole way out, correct? Can't come out no further, can it? Well, turns out the door just ain't gonna go back no further. It's out as far as it'll go, but we got some crash damage here. I think she's been through the ringer a little bit. So they sell these shims, which we bought. They'll shim that out to get it where you want it. So we got plenty of meat hooking to her now when she's shed. So we're gonna call that good. And I'm still not in the mood to do any wiring, sweet mama.
It's because you were on for a whole week and make me sick.
I think we're gonna just keep on trucking with random stuff until it's time to go home. We did off camera. It was like you put it in drive and the back tires would spin when you had the brakes on. It was like it was in low range, and it wouldn't come back far enough to get it in high range. So we cut a slit in the floor. Now we're going to put the boot down and we're going to bolt it down and we're going to call that good. Hopefully that shifter does not hit the seat now, because it was way forward. Had to come a good bit to get out of four-wheel drive. So we'll put the boot on and I guess we'll cut a hole in the seat or something if it's hitting it. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Screw this baby down, sweet mama.
Look at
Why is that so difficult? Daggone. I think it's ever going to go in there. Let me break it off now that I finally got it in there.
You gotta bend it right in half.
Yep. Get up here where I can bear down on it with a little more action.
Oh, that was fast.
Got that right in there.
Way to put your back into it, honey.
I can do it.
Oh my.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my.
And then there we were. Me and sweet mama working away diligently, and we got called away. We got to get out of here. And it just turns out that this is the last day we can film on this thing to get it up for you on time. So we got to boogie on out of here. But to recap, 53 Ford F100, wired this baby front to back, top to bottom, inside and out. Got all the wiring done. We've got the four-wheel drive is all jacked up. We got that straightened out, I think off camera. And we've got the doors adjusted and the strikers and whatnot's all done.
Doesn't seem like it's a lot of work, guys, but once you get into it, you could be here all
Go
day.
on, head scratching,
Every day.
solder burning stuff. But there's a lot more work to do, guys. We've got some welding to do, a ton of welding. We've got coolant system to fix. We've got every hose and brake line, fuel line, transmission line, gas line. Everything needs redone on it. So there's going to be a bunch of work done to it again next week. I know this ain't the most exciting stuff,
Oh, it makes me want to go.
but it is a cool truck, and I hope y'all can stop back just to check out the progress, if nothing else. So, yeah, we got to run. So we really appreciate you watching. We hope you like, share, and subscribe, and we hope you come back next week for more debacles.
Appreciate everything, guys. Thanks
All right,
for
guys.
watching.
Thank y'all.